the final competitor in this juniors individual test. And the scores for all final competitor in the juniors individual test 62.059 at H, 62.794 at C, and 61.912 at B. So now some judges of ring number 2 are changing to ring number 1 to the next competition, and this one is the Grand Prix Special CDIO 3-star NC. It's the final competition of the Nations Cup here in Pilisjászfalu in Hungary. We have seen yesterday the first competition, the Grand Prix, with amazing rides from our German team.
Good morning and a warm welcome. Hungary, Poland and Israel met head-to-head yesterday in this Group C Olympic team qualifier in the Grand Prix test here at the CDIO 3-star Pilisjászfalu in Hungary. The team qualifier soon come to an end with this Group C qualifier, the European Championships in Reisenbeck and the Pan-American Games as final opportunities this year to make it as a team for Paris 2024. One team slot is up for grabs, and yesterday we saw Poland take it with a total score of 204.892 with some fantastic performances. Group C covers Central and Eastern Europe as well as Central Asia. Stable Unicornis is excited to welcome Europe's top dressage riders to an all-comprehensive international dressage competition, which hosts a World Cup qualifier, the CDIO 3-star Nations Cup, and of course this Group C Olympic team qualifier. And for the first time, they also have para-dressage here with CPEDI 3-star. Yesterday, we saw Lisa Muller take the win with Gut Velkomens Davy FRH. They scored 72.543%. Germany actually took the win in the team competition with 210.043. But of course, they already have their Paris qualification in place. So it came down to Poland, who scored 204.892. In third place, it was Hungary with 202.152. And then in fourth, it was Israel with 192.522. We saw some young horses and some very, very established horses come into the arena yesterday. And it was all to play for. But today, it is the Grand Prix special. And first into the arena, it is the first representative of Hungary. It is Saba Sogola and Eining. This horse is 15 years old. Grey Gelding. They were 11th yesterday with 65.435%.
CDIO 3-star Nations Cup.
There you can see the team scores.
From Denmark at E.
And this is the top two start list. Not sure where the others are, but we have 6 performances and then a break, and then the final ones after the break. There we have the whole start list. The judges are Kurt Christensen from Denmark at E. We have Mariette Sanders van Ganswinkel from the Netherlands at H. We have Austria's Elisabeth Maxstruer at C. Elke Albert from Germany at M. And Thomas Lang from Austria at B.
Sokola, Hungary.
So we just wait for the bell to go and for our first combination to enter the arena. Yesterday, the first half of competitors had a lot to deal with. It was torrential rain here in Pilisjászfalu. Luckily, the second half was nice, bright sunshine, quite like it is today. So hopefully the rain holds off for them today. So best score of 67.085 there for this partnership. So as they come down the arena, the first competitor for this FEI Grand Prix special, it is Saba, Sokola and Enying. Not the best start for this pair. A few fives and some sixes. Nice steps there, though, in the extended trot. Could maybe just have had a little bit more coming from behind. This test, obviously, really challenging for these horses and riders. It's a step up from the Grand Prix test that we saw yesterday. Nice there in the half pass. Lovely and fluent. Kept the rhythm nicely. This test is much more about the connection and the collection and being able to really maneuver the horse between the passage and the extended trots, as you can see there, going from the passage to the extended trot down that long side. Doing a good job so far, keeping the pole at the highest point. As I said, they were 11th yesterday with 65.435. They're going to be looking to go one better today. Can they make it into the top 10? Again, lovely flowing half passes there, lovely crossing. Again, we'd just like to see a little bit more coming from behind here in the passage. Good balance there through that long side, through those changes through the trot work. And into the walk. Nice over track. Taking that stretch down and out. Could maybe just have a little bit more activity. So this is also where the challenge comes through. They have the collected walk into the piaffe, right in front of the judges. So again, a lot of the horses can start anticipating, and I think that's why they have the issue in the Grand Prix, because they do the walk in roughly the same place. And back into the second piaffe. Yeah, just sticking a little bit. Lost the activity there. That's really going to pull their score down, unfortunately. Lots of fives on the leaderboard. And then up into the canter. Nice here in the canter half pass. Could just be a little bit more through the body there in the half pass to the left. Into the 2-time changes on a lovely straight line there. Nice and accurate. Picking up some 7.5s now. The score creeping up towards their personal best. And into the ones. Lovely activity here in the ones. Could have just used the whole diagonal a little bit more. Could have had a little bit more ground cover, a little bit more from behind in those for the higher marks. A little bit big there in the canter pirouette, but some nice steps kept the uphill tendency. A little bit onto the shoulder there in the ones down the centre line. Needs to rebalance before coming into this canter pirouette. Much neater, just lost a bit of the activity there. Needed to finish the pirouette as well before he made the turn. And again, back into the extended trot down the long side as they make their way onto the centre line for their final passage and Piaf tour. Again, some issues coming into the Piaf there, but well rectified. Really well ridden. And there we have it. The first test from Saba, Sokola and Eining. A really lovely test there. Very, very close to their personal best score. That is 67.085. And here's the score, 67.447 at E, 67.021 from H, 63.936 from C, 68.191 from M, and 65.851 at B. A total score there of 66.489. A really good start for Chaba.
And now we just have a look about yesterday's and today's team ranking. Of course, now in the lead with one score more, Hungary with 268, followed up by the leader from yesterday's competition, Germany, then up Poland and Israel on fourth.
So next into the arena, it is Mika Delidish and Handsome C.
First competitor for the Israeli team.
They are representing Israel today. She's riding Handsome C.
And we see Mika Delidish.
So there you can see that score being added to the team. An improvement from yesterday. This horse, an 11-year-old gelding by Don Tango B, out of a UB40 mare. So entering the arena now for Israel, Mika Delidish and Handsome C. Yesterday they finished 14th with 63.174. A pretty nice start. Nice and straight on the centre line, a good halt. Again, could just see a little bit more from the extended trot there. Maybe playing it a little bit safe. And into these steep half passes. Again, I'd like to see more bend through the horse's body. Good crossing, some nice steps, better, slightly better there towards the end in the bend. Those half passes are double coefficient. And again, just want to see a bit more difference there. He is tracking up. But yeah, I would like to see a little bit more in the extended trot. Good transition back into the passage. Hopefully the bend is slightly better. This way to the right, it is. Just got to be careful they don't lose the quarters. Again, some nice steps in the passage. Just would like to maybe see a little bit quicker. You just feel yourself wanting to go. Some good steps here in the walk, a nice overtrack, good rhythm. Again, just creeping behind the bit a little bit in the contact. You want to see them taking the head and neck down and out in the extended walk. Again, the same as in the Grand Prix yesterday. Both the extended walk and the collected walk is a double coefficient, as well as this piaffe. Just looked as if he was anticipating a canter transition there. Some nice steps there and a good transition into the passage. Better this time from the passage. Travelling a little bit there. Unclear when the piaffe started and actually finished. It's got to show clear transitions with 12 to 15 steps of piaffe. Slow off of the aid there into the canter. Really smart in the half pass there. Again, would just like to see more bend through the body. Better there towards the end, actually. Yeah, a bit more bend through the body in those half passes for the higher marks. Lots of lovely jump here in the 2-time changes. 7s across the board from the judges for those. And into the 1-times. Oh, mistakes already. That's a real shame. Can she fit enough in to still get a score? Oh, that's a real pity. Just not on her aids. Ranging scores from 1 to 4 from the judges. Nice here in the extended canter, showing a good clear difference. A nice rebalancing before she asked for the flying change there. Good neat canter pirouette. This is a really tricky line. Oh, again, problems in the 1s then. Good riding from Mika to get that canter pirouette off of the back of those 1-time changes. This horse just 11 years old, so they've got time to sort those little tweaks out that need to be made. Only really just starting his career at Grand Prix. The horse just slipping behind the vertical there as they came onto the centre line. Want to see a bit more self-carriage in this passage. As they come down to the final halt. There we have it for Israel's first rider, Mika Deladish and Handsome C. Lovely 11-year-old KWPN. They scored 63.174 yesterday. They're definitely improved on that today. Still a couple of issues, especially in both lines of those 1-time changes, but she's got a big smile on her face. She seems happy with her performance, and it could well be a combination best as well. And we have a score come through. And here it is at E 64.574, at H 65.213, at C 64.894, at M 66.702, and at B 65.426. A total score of 65.362. So you can see there what that does to Israel's scores.
And that means for the team,
we have another one in now for Israel. It is Gonsolt and Bonaquiqui. This is a 13-year-old Hanoverian mare by Bonifacius out of a Rotsbund mare. They were 15th yesterday with 63.043%.
Hanoverian mare by Bonifacius and Rotsbund, and riding Gonsolt Israel.
So coming into the arena now, the second rider for Israel, Gonsolt and Bonaquiqui. Good start on the centre line there for this combination. Or just a slight loss of rhythm in the extended trot. Just maybe pushed a little bit too much there. Good preparation here for the half pass. Plenty of reach here as it glides across the arena. Again, would just like to see the horse a little bit more through and over the back there, and had that little spook as she got back to the track as well. Just lacking a little bit of energy in the passage. And again, would like to see a bit more from behind in those extended trots. But she managed to keep the rhythm that time. This horse looking quite tense down this long side of the arena. As I said yesterday, there is a marquee. You can just see it there. So plenty of activity going on in there, which can be quite distracting for the horses so close to the arena. Again, we'd just like to see a little bit more collection here in the passage. So many transitions in this test. A real challenge for these combinations. Lovely frame here in the extended walk. Taking that stretch down and out. Pretty nice in the stride length as well. Keeping a good walk rhythm. Not the biggest walk that we'll see. We saw a lovely walk yesterday from Lisa Muller. Managed to keep the horse over the back as they came down round that corner where the horse has been spooking. So well ridden there from Gonsolt. Nice activity here, just losing the rhythm there. Expecting the canter, I think. Some nice steps, just needs to be a little bit more consistent. And again, the tension just creeping in as they head towards that marquee. Into the twos. Lots of airtime. Oh, made a mistake. That's a real shame. That's going to be a couple of percentage points taken off for her. Meant to be going into the half passes. Better here through the body and the canter. Again, could just be a bit more over the back, especially as she came down to do that change at B. Again, needs to be careful of the straightness there as she comes back to the track at H. And now it's the twos. A mistake there to begin with. And again there towards the end. Monoquiqui is definitely putting up a bit of a challenge for Gonçalves today. Into the ones. And she's going wrong again. She's rectified her mistake. Extended canter now. And then she can come down the centre line for the canter pirouettes. Again, just needing to watch the straightness. Nice canter pirouette there. Really neat. Can she get these one times on the centre line? Again, want to see more from behind in those changes. That has definitely been picked up by the judges, 4s and 5s. I think she's decided to retire. That's a real shame.
Competitor retires.
Oh, what a shame.
Thank you.
Trending on 61.234. Some really lovely bits in that test, but she just lost her way a little bit with that first error, of course, and then couldn't quite get it back. And I think she just got a little bit frazzled in there. Monoquiqui giving her a bit of a tougher time today than he was yesterday. And she decides to call it a day and save him for another day. So we just wait a few moments for the next combination to come in. They're due in at 11 o'clock local time. So in just a few moments. And there we can see what that does to Israel's team score.
Next competitors in the ring, it's Cupido.
So next into the arena, it is another rider for Israel. It is Amit Kovos and Cupido. This is a 16-year-old KWPN gelding by Daddy Cool 22 out of a 007 mare. Owned by Dora Benshall. They were 13th yesterday with 64.239%. So into the arena now, this young rider, Amit Kovos and Cupido. A nice entry. Horse just looking a little bit tight in the neck. You can see there the pole just dropping below the highest point in that extended trot. You'd like to see the horse pushing more from the hind leg into a lovely uphill frame. And again, like I said yesterday, you want to see that frame extend as well as the stride length. And again here, the horse just tipping behind the vertical and dropping that pole. Some nice steps though in the half pass. Fairly good activity in the passage. Better there at R, you could just see him lift the pole up a little bit. And that's where you want the frame the whole time through the test. Nice preparation there for the half pass. And I think this test really shows how much the rider has to prepare for the next movement. Everything comes in such quick succession. You need the horses really in front of your leg, really, really on the aids. And they need to respond to everything that you ask of them. More so in this test than the Grand Prix, obviously. All tests are a challenge and the horse needs to be listening, but this test especially so. So many transitions, so many lengthenings and collections. They've got to be like an elastic band. So as he lets the rein go for the extended walk, again, just want to see the horse come out a little bit more with the nose rather than tipping behind. Better there. Some nice steps in the walk. Could just be a little bit more over the back for higher marks. Sitting around 6.5 for the extended walk. You can see the horse getting a little bit tense, the rider taking his legs off completely as they come round. He's anticipating that piaffe. Pretty nice steps there in the piaffe. Lots of lift. Nice transition. Yeah, nicely ridden. 3 7s, a 6-5 and a 7-5. I think what's preventing that piaffe from being higher again is just that frame. If he can get the horse more up with the pole at the highest point with that nose out, he'll definitely be reaping the rewards. Again, a little late into the canter transition at X. Nice bend through the body in the canter half pass. Not quite as good here to the left as to the right. Not quite as much bend through the body. This horse has a really big ground covering canter. Now into the 2s. Nicely done. Well recovered there. He just went to go onto the shoulder before that first flying change. And Amit just rebalanced as he went into the ones there and just helped the horse a little bit. Otherwise there could have been some problems. Again, want to see that frame more out in the extended canter, but some good steps. Yeah, again there in the canter pirouette, he needs to transition the balance onto the hind leg so the horse can really step under with the hind leg and come up and around the canter pirouette. It was just a little bit earthbound. Yeah, a bit pivoty. Again, some lovely steps in the extended trot. Just need to see that frame come out. So the final piaffe now on the centre line, and it's a pretty good one. Nice activity. As they come down for the final halt. And there we have it for Amit Kovos and Cupido. We are in personal best territory. A really, really lovely performance from this partnership. Just want to see the pole come up to the highest point throughout the test. So we have a score coming through. We can bring that to you now. E 64.574, H 64.043, at C 65%, at M 65.532, and at B 65. A total score of 64.830, a personal best score there for Amit Kovos and Cupido. So we will also see what that does to the team for Israel as we add that score to their grand total, a total score of 322.714. One more score to come through for this special for the Israeli team. So next in we have our first representative of Poland. Just running slightly ahead of time due to the retirement.
Ja, und in the second arena was Xenia Hatta-Schumann with Xenia Satiro Danzante. The score 68.529 at age 66.471 at C 68.529. P total score for Xenia and Satiros Danzante 67.843. Next in the ring, number 2 at Prix is Stangelo and Dirk-Jan van der Water, the Netherlands.
So next into the arena, we have a rider for Poland. It is Matus Sichon, and he is riding Hertz Regent II, 16-year-old Hanoverian gelding by Blue Horse Hotline. Yesterday, they finished 6th with 67.913%.
And here's our next competitor for the Polish team, Matthias Sikon and Terzregent.
So our first rider from Poland, Matusishon and Herzregent the second. As I said yesterday, they were sixth with 67.913. We've seen improvements from a lot of the riders today from their tests yesterday in the Grand Prix. Can he be another one to improve on the score? Yesterday, this horse had a few problems with the contact. You can still see there him just poking his tongue out. Luckily for Matus, it is poking out downwards. If the tongue was poking out to the side, the judges would have to minus 2 marks for each movement that the tongue comes out. Fairly nice in the passage. Again, we'd just like to see a bit more from the extended trot there. A bit more self-carriage, a little bit more push from the hind leg. Good preparation for the half pass. Nice positioning across the arena. Good reach in the half pass. Could just be a little bit more over the back. Again, the same there in the extended trot. Just like to see a little bit more coming from behind. Nice transition into the passage. Just needs to be careful of that walk rhythm. The judges will want to see more of a V. Good activity though. So interesting how the judges mark walk. A 6, a 5 and 3 7s for the extended walk there. Can see him preparing for the Piaf. Yeah, again, pretty nice in the transition into the Piaf there. You could see the rider rebalancing as he came in, so the horse didn't come onto the shoulder. Could just step a little bit more under behind. Again there, just needs to be a little bit more over the back and have a little bit more bend through the body in the half passes. Nice and straight into the 2-time changes. Really using that whole diagonal line. Scoring well there for the 2s. Can he keep it for the 1s? This is coming out to be a really nice test. Unfortunately, a little mistake there at the beginning. Some of the judges have seen it, some of them haven't. A couple of 5s and a 5.5 and 1.7. Yesterday, I found myself saying a lot about the straightness of the horses. That generally has been a lot better today. Now into the counter pirouettes. Nice there in the canter pirouette, right. Both pirouettes very smart, nice and neat, well balanced. So coming down the final centre line now. Good activity here in the passage. That was commentator's curse, wasn't it? Just lost the straightness into the Piaf. Got better as the Piaf went on, just lost a bit of the activity as they lost the straightness as well, but regained well. And a little bit wide into that final halt, but he is a very happy boy about that test. It's again in personal best territory, and it could be enough to even take the lead. So we just wait for 2 scores to be finalised by the judges before we bring that to you. And here we have it, 65.957 from E, 66.915 from H, 67.553 from C, 67.553 from M, and 67.234 from B. A personal best score there of 67.042, and into the lead for Matushishon and Hertz Regent the second. Just one more horse and rider combination to go before the break. And it is the second rider for Hungary. And here she is. It is Jasmine Yomtov and Confucius. An 8-year-old grey stallion, KWPN by Shamur, out of a Fleming mare, owned and ridden by Jasmine.
Still Indigo and Pavarisa.
A very, very experienced young rider. They finished 9th yesterday in the Grand Prix with a score of 65.652. Just showed a few green moments in the test, especially in the Piaf work.
Jasmine Yomtov, Hungary.
A very, very young horse, just 8 years old. So definitely one for the future for this young rider. Started riding International Grand Prix as a teenager. Now only 21 years old, so their combination of ages is under 30, which is quite unbelievable. So Jasmine Yomtov from Hungary down the centre line, riding Confucius. Just leaving that left hind out in that first halt. Very expressive in the extended trot. Definitely one of this horse's highlights, which is going to play very well to this test. Some lovely crossing in the half pass. Getting better there towards the end, just lacking a little bit of bend through the body at the beginning especially. Nice and active here in the passage. Plenty of lift there and equally matched with a forelimb to the hind leg. Jasmine does a great job of just showing how amenable this horse is. Again here, the same with the half pass to the right. Slightly better bend through the body there, but could do with a little bit more. Just want to see generally a little bit of more suppleness over the back. But again, that will come as this horse gets stronger and develops more in this Grand Prix work. Again, very nice in the extended trot work. Now into the walk. Better here towards the end, just lacking a little bit of activity. Currently trending on 71.209%. This is where the mistakes crept in yesterday though in the Piaf. And I said yesterday, I think she was trying to get it a little bit too on the spot. And she's definitely not done that today, and much more travelling and managed to keep the activity a lot better. Obviously still not going to score highly for it, but I think at this stage in the horse's career, it is better to give them confidence in the movement rather than to shut them down. Much better than yesterday. So yesterday scoring 65.652 and already trending on 69% today. Again, just want a bit more bend through the body, a bit more suppleness over the back here in these half passes. A little bit of swinging here in the two-time changes, again to be expected for a horse of this age, and unfortunately a mistake there as well. Down to 4s from the judges and 1-5. Again, just showing the horse's age in these slightly more difficult movements. Better here in the 1s. Yeah, well ridden there by Jasmine. And again, you'd like to see them have more ground cover. You'd like to see them have more push from behind. But we have to remember this horse is just 8 years old. And a nice clean round is what Jasmine will want. Better there in the second half of the canter pirouette. Oh, just a little stumble there. That was a real shame. Just lost his balance and stumbled in front. Well ridden by Jasmine. Nothing phases this girl. She has so much experience in youth competitions. So she can pick up some more marks here in the extended trot. And then she just needs to keep that activity into the passage and the piaffe. Lovely here in the passage. Plenty of lift. Yeah, you can see that there's plenty of promise there in the piaffe. 6.5s from 3 judges, a 6 and a 7 for the piaffe, and good marks for the transitions. There we have it for Jasmine Yom Tov and the lovely Convicus.
Yasmin Yom Tov and Confucius.
She's going to be in for a much higher score than yesterday, potentially even going into the lead. We just wait for those scores to be confirmed by the judges before we can bring those to you. She was sitting around the 70%, but just those mistakes creeping in brought her down. The mistakes in both lines of one-time changes and a mistake in the 2s. But here we go, 69.149 at E, 65.851 at H, 69.043 at C, 68.404 at M, and 67.766 at B. A total score of 68.043, a personal best, and into the lead there for Jasmine Yom Tov.
Total 68.043.
So we just go into a short 15-minute break, but there you can see the scores for Hungary. They are very, very close to Poland's scores. We have had a few withdrawals today, though, so that will affect the overall scores for the team. So it'll be very interesting to see how they come out by the end of this class. But currently sitting on 270.195 there for Hungary, with Jasmine's score added. 2 more to come forward for Hungary.
Of course, there's still 2 Hungarian scores.
So we just head into a break. We might get to see the leaderboard as it stands at the moment. We have another 2 riders to come forward after the break, and then a couple of withdrawals, which means that we have another 20-minute break before we bring you the final 4.
With a total score of 66.225, and leaving the arena is Google and Alexandra Krivold from Poland.
So join us back for the next rider into the arena. It is Marta Zabraja and Ultra Blue de Massa at 11:45 local time.
And here we have a total score for Google and Alexandra Krivold with 66.079. And also on the second place we go into a short break. We'll be back at 11:45 on arena number 1 and 11:51 at arena number 2.
Achilles and his gifts, Spider-Man's control, and Batman with his fist. And clearly I don't see myself upon that list. But she said, where'd you wanna go? How much you wanna risk? I'm not looking for somebody with some superhuman gifts, some superhero, some fairy tale bliss. Just something I can turn to, somebody I can kiss. I want something just like this. Do, do, do.
that you're settled down, that you found a girl and you're married now. I heard that your dreams came true. Guess she gave you things I didn't give to you. Old friend, why are you so shy? Ain't like you to hold back or hide from the light. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I had hoped you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me it isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I think I'll remember you say sometimes it lasts and loves, but sometimes it hurts instead. Sometimes it lasts and loves, but sometimes it hurts instead. You know how the time flies. Only yesterday was the time of our lives. We were born and raised in a summer haze, bound by the surprise of our glory days. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I had hoped you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me it isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I think I'll remember you say sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Nothing compares, no worries or cares, regrets and mistakes, their memories made. Who would have known how bittersweet this would taste? Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you. Don't forget me, I think I'll remember you say sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I think I'll remember you say sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead.
Call me what you wanna, I'll be what you wanna. I've been here 1,000 times. Falling for another, I don't even bother. I could do it all my life. So tell me if you wanna, 'cause I got this feeling. I wanna hear you say it, 'cause I can't believe it. With every touch of you, it's like I've started dreaming. 'Cause heaven's not that far away. And I'll be singing la 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 la.
We continue on arena number 1, the FEI
Welcome back
Grand Prix
to
Special
the second half of the Nations
for
Cup Grand Prix
CDIO
Special
three-star
CDIO 3-star
Nations Cup.
Group C here in Pilisjászfalu. We have
In
two
the
riders
ring is
coming
Ultra
forward, and
Blue
then
de Massa,
unfortunately we've had a
Polish
couple of
Photos
withdrawals, so we will be
by
having another
Rubin Royal
short break
OLD,
at around
presented by
5
Marta
past 12.
Sobierajska,
But
Poland.
into the arena now, it is a rider for Poland. It is Marta Sobierajska, and she is riding Ultra Blue de Massa, a 15-year-old Polish sport horse gelding by Rubin Royal OLD. They were 10th yesterday with a score of 65.565%. It's a pretty nice start there, nice and straight down the centre line into a fairly nice halt. Now heading into the extended trot. Fairly modest there, I would say. Nice and soft though, in a lovely frame. Let's hope she can continue this work. Plenty of ground cover. The horse just creeping a little bit behind the vertical there in the half pass, but some lovely crossing. Looking more supple than we've seen some of the other partnerships so far today. Could be a little bit quicker behind here in the passage. Again, just generally you'd want to see a little bit more coming from the hind leg for those bigger marks. But overall, it's really nice harmony between the two of them. The horse is creating a really lovely picture. She's riding nice and accurately as well. Good preparation into the half pass there. Again, those half passes are a double coefficient. And good clear transitions between the passage and the extended trot. 6.5s from all of the judges for the extended trot and for the transitions as well, and 1.7 in fact. Into a nice relaxed frame here in the walk. Could definitely have more over track in this extended walk. Barely tracking up there, unfortunately, so that will be penalised in the marks. You want to see a clear V where the hind leg overtakes the print of the foreleg. Just coming a bit above the bit there in the collected walk, and again a little bit hollow there in the Piaf. Just like to see it a little bit more over the back. You can just see how they're making the correction in the passage, ready for this second Piaf. Better there in the second Piaf. A little more consistent. As she asks for the canter. Again, just lost a little bit of the fluency there in the transition. You'd like to see the horse a little bit more off of the aids. Good here into the canter half pass. .5s for the half pass to the right. Slightly better half pass to the left. A bit more bend through the body enabled her to get a couple of 7s for that. Nice accurate 2-time changes again for those bigger marks. You'd like to see a little bit more ground cover, a bit more air time in the changes themselves. Oh, some issues here in the ones. A lot of movement from the rider. Just needed to rebalance and set those up a little bit better as she came onto that diagonal line. 3s and a 4 for those 1-times. Just bring her score down. Nice balance there in the canter pirouette. Yeah, much better in those ones. Just got a little bit hurried, didn't it, in the first line? The horse got a little bit away from her. Oh, that's very early. That's meant to be at G. So that will be an error, of course. She did the first one at D, but then just came a little bit early in the second one. It was a nice pirouette though. I think she realised her mistake early on in the pirouette, and obviously once you're in it, that's you've got to finish it. So coming now into the final Piaf. Can she keep that activity that she's got here in the passage? Nice transition into the Piaf there. Yeah, pretty nicely ridden. 7s and a 7.5 across the board for that final Piaf as she finishes her test here. It is Marta Sobrajarska and the lovely Ultra Blue de Massa.
Marta Sobrajarska and Ultra Blue de Massa.
A really lovely test from this partnership. A real shame about that couple of mistakes. Obviously an error, of course, will pull her score down. But then those mistakes in the 1-time changes. In the first line across the diagonal, managed to rectify it on the centre line for some good marks for those 1-time changes. But she's going to be really disappointed, especially with the error, of course. It happens to the best of us, though. She is not alone. I remember at the Europeans in Aachen, there was Charlotte Dujardin, Isabel Vert, and potentially Dorothy Schneider, all made mistakes in this Grand Prix special test.
From Austria.
and they were still able to pick up a gold, silver and bronze. So we just wait for those scores to come through. I think they're just having a bit of a chat amongst themselves about what's happened with that error, of course. I think some judges have taken it off the actual movement rather than marked it as an error, of course. So we'll have to see what the outcome of that is. So it might just take a little bit longer to bring you a score for Marta. But this lady is next in. It is Aniko Komarty-Losonsky, and she's riding Dior S. 15-year-old KWPN Grey Gelding by Spielberg out of a Floristan mare. They were 7th yesterday with 67.696. So I think the judges have decided to mark down the pirouette rather than have an error, of course. The mark is going down for that movement and there's no tick on the error, of course. So we just wait to bring you that score. They can't ring the bell for this rider yet until it's finalised. A bit of a wait.
So we are in with the scores for Marta.
Aniko.
So the Reichskant Alta Brode Master.
And we have a score to bring you at E at 66.064, at H at 64.894, at C at 63.723, at M at 64.787, and at B it is 63.830. A total score of 64.660. You can see there into 6th place.
Of the Hungarian team, Aniko Komarty-Losonsky.
So into the arena now for Hungary. It is Aniko Komarty-Losonsky and Dior S. Good start for this pair. A very big striking horse. Nice ground cover there in the extended trot. It's a very big horse to maneuver around this test. Lovely crossing there in the half pass. Using that hind leg nicely, good activity in the passage. Everybody's really come out so much stronger today in this Grand Prix special. It seems to have suited the horses a lot more than the Grand Prix yesterday. Lovely preparation there for the half pass. Nice bend. It just enables more crossing through the half pass. Not quite as good there to the right as she had to the left. Just needed to be a little bit more over the back, a little bit more supple. Good clear transitions from the passage into the extended trot. And back again. And all of those transitions are marked. So they're very important. Lots of 7s and 7.5s. Sitting around 69-70%. Lovely relaxation here in the extended walk. Good clear over track. Probably around 1 hoof swerve. So could definitely improve on that for higher marks. And again, you could just see him at times just creeping a little bit behind the bit. And there you can see Aniko just giving him a little reminder saying, stay with me, ready for this transition. It seems like such a sweet, genuine horse, this one. A real gentleman. Could just have a little bit more activity in this PF Passage work. You just find yourself jigging along with them and riding it with her and wanting to just inject a little bit more into it. All very accurate, but sitting around the 6.57. Nice uphill transition into the canter on the aids there. Good body positioning in these half passes. Just dropping the pole slightly there though. Needs to be ridden a little bit more from the hind leg, and there you can see her just losing the straightness, was a bit quarters leading as she came back to the track at H. Oh, just lost the canter there. Oh, and circling. So there we have an error, of course. A sensible thing to do though. I think I would have done the same in that situation. That's a real shame because that's going to bring her overall score right down. Again, into the ones, just falling a little bit onto the shoulder. I'd like to see more balance on the hind leg to encourage a little bit more ground cover in those 2-time changes and in the 1-time changes. Again, slightly modest there in the extended canter. Now into the second canter pirouette. Nicely balanced in the first one. Just losing a little bit of bend and a little bit of suppleness through the body there in the canter pirouette to the right, more so than the canter pirouette to the left. So now coming down the final centre line, keeping that activity, Lovely there in the passage. Can she keep it in the piaffe? Yes. Nicely done. And a good transition back into the passage again. Well ridden. And there we have it for Aniko Komati Lozensky and Dior S. A really, really lovely test from this partnership. A super 15-year-old gelding. Looks like such a lovely horse to ride. A real partnership these two have. Just such a pity about those mistakes. Just fell out of the canter coming round the corner into the two-time changes. She made the right decision though. She opted to circle. She could have just carried on. But I think overall it is much better to circle and get a really good line of changes rather than to confuse the horse and potentially really, yeah, just not have a nice presentation of it. And I think, you know, it gives the horse a bit more confidence, whereas if you try and pick up the canter and then straight away go into the two-time changes, I think that could get a little bit messy, whereas opting to do that circle around and then come in with a confident line of changes is much better. So we've had a couple of withdrawals, so we will be going into a short break. Again, the judges are just having a conversation about what to do with that line of changes. They have marked it as an error, of course, which it absolutely is. But we do have 2 zeros on the board, which of course she did actually do the two-time changes. So they will be changed, I would imagine. So we still wait to bring you the score for Aniko Komati Lozonsky. The next rider will be in at 25 minutes past 12. And then just 4 more combinations to come forward. We had withdrawals from Magdalena Dura and Ron. And our partnership that was actually second yesterday and helped secure that place for Poland. It was, of course, Zanita Sharonska-Kuzubik and Romantic P. They scored 69.696 yesterday for second place behind Lisa Muller. So still conversations going on about the final rider there with that line of two-time changes where she circled. So hopefully we will bring you that score very, very shortly. But join us back at 12:25 local time for Benedict Pal and Donna Frederica, our next rider into the arena.
And in the meantime, while we wait for the scores, I can tell you some news from the second arena. We have the score for Florian Bacher and Dantes Best HS with 69.02. And in the ring is Jemima LH with Dirk-Jan van de Water, the Netherlands. So we are a little bit in a break now. At the ring number 1, and we have the scores for Aniko, Losonzi and Dior S. It's at E, a 66.191, at H, a 64.489, at C, a 64.489, even the same, and at M it's a 65.553, and at B we have a 65.553. And the total score of 65.255 for Aniko, Komyati, Losonzi and Dior S. And the team score for Hungary, we have 336.684, with only one score standing out, the score for Benny Pachel at quite the end of this test. And now we have a small break, and 12:35, 12:25 we have the next starting time for Benny Pachel and Donna Friederike. And here's the score for Marketa Vashova and Leontina in the ring number 2 with a total score of 61.814. The score for Dirk-Jan van der Water and Jemima LH, it's 70.294, and it's the lead. Before we come to the final competitor in the Prix, and here's General, the Dutch gelding by Chameur and Chess, and we see for Thailand, Pavarisa Tongkratap.
goes my heart beating, 'cause you are the reason I'm losing my sleep. Please come back now. There goes my mind racing, and you are the reason that I'm still breathing. I'm hopeless now. Climb every mountain, swim every ocean, just to be with you, fix what I've broken. Oh, 'cause I need you to see that you are the reason. There goes my hand shaking, and you are the reason. My heart keeps bleeding. I need you now. If I could turn back the clock, I'd make sure the light defeated the dark. I'd spend every hour of every day keeping you safe. And I'd climb every mountain and swim every ocean, just to be with you and fix what I've broken. Oh, 'cause I need you to see. I don't wanna fight no more. I don't wanna hide no more. I don't wanna cry no more. Come back, I need you to hold me a little closer now. Just a little closer now. Come a little closer. I need you to hold me tight. In the night I lie and look up at you. When the morning comes I watch you rise. There's a paradise they couldn't capture. That bright infinity inside your eyes. 매번 내게 날아가 꿈이란 것도 잊은 채 웃으며 너를 만나. Never ending forever baby. You are my universe.
So that was the final competitor in this Prix on place number 2. We saw General and Paparisa Thongradap from Thailand. Thank you. Prize giving for this will be at 125. Of course, here on place number 1 for the best 8 after Prix and Charge.
Hello and welcome back. After that break, we have 4 more competitors to go in this Grand Prix special for the Nations Cup. It is, of course, the CDIO 3-star here in Pilisjászfalu. Next into
And
the
now, ladies and
arena,
gentlemen,
we
we
have
go
Hungary's
up
Benedikt
to the
Pál
next,
and Donna
competitor in
Frederica, a
this
15-year-old
Nations Cup
mare
Grand
by
Prix
Don
special.
Frederico out of a Don Rico mare. They were 4th yesterday with
We see
68.804%.
Donna Frederica, Hungarian sport horse by Don Frederico and Don Rico, and it's ridden by Benedikt Pál, Hungary.
Again, another very experienced young rider. So into the arena now for Hungary, Benedikt Pál and Donna Frederica. Lovely start to the test with a straight square halt there. Like I said yesterday, it really matters how you lay down that first impression to the judges, and if you can get a lovely centre line with a nice straight square halt, it already puts them on a good foot. A little hurried there in the extended trot. Lovely here in the frame though. Keeping that pole up. Just as I say that, just a bit of fiddling in the contact. That was definitely commentator's curse through that half pass. Just dropping the contact there, just coming behind the vertical slightly, dropping the pole. Some nice steps though in the half pass. Just needed a bit more engagement. Again, would like to see a bit more activity from behind in the passage. And again there in the extended trot, just want to see the horse stepping more from behind, the balance on the hind leg. Starting well into this half pass to the right, much better than the half pass left. Oh, just a little break there. A bit of miscommunication going into the extended trot. The horse was offering canter instead. Luckily, it was just one step. So managed to save it and still get a fairly good mark. The transition mark has been pulled down though, 5s and 6s for the transition from passage to extended trot. Lovely here in the contact in the extended walk. Could have a bit more ground cover. Again there, just needs to watch the rhythm as he goes into the piaffe. fairly good transition there. A nice activity in the piaffe. It was just the rhythm of the walk as he made that transition. And again, they lost the fluency coming out of the piaffe and back into the passage. Yeah, pretty nice in the piaffe. A fair few sevens from the judges. Nice there in the frame. Oh, an incorrect strike off, quickly changed. Good here in the canter half pass. Getting to be nice and early to rebalance, do the change, and then start the half pass to the left. Much better over the back in the canter and the half passes. And now into the twos. Little bit of swinging, especially in that change to the left. Still plenty of airtime though, and the changes themselves were very nice. So picking up sevens. Oh, and a mistake in the ones. That was a real pity. Still sitting fairly close to the top in second position. Again, needs to watch the straightness here at the beginning of that extended canter. You can see the quarters are just swinging a little bit to the right. Good balance in the canter pirouette. And better in the ones there. Started off a little bit big in that canter pirouette. Just marked a little bit down for that. Still nice balance, just needed to make it a little bit neater, a little bit tidier. Lovely and uphill there in that extended trot. Now what can he do down the final centre line? Sitting on 68.055. And he jumps into the lead. Keeping that activity. Lost a bit of the fluency again coming into the passage from the piaffe. As he comes to his final halt. Can he keep that lead? Super job from Benedict Pal and Donna Frederica for Hungary.
Donna Frederica, Hungary.
We know that the score to beat is his teammates of Jasmine Yomtov. They scored a personal best of 68.043. It's looking like he may have overtaken them, and he has 68.085 at E, 68.830 at H, 69.681 from C, 69.149 from M, and 67.340 from B. A total score of 68.617.
And that's B, 67.34. total score of 68.617, and he is in the lead now at this
So
Grand
he takes the
Prix
lead, and that is a
special.
total score for Hungary 405.301.
For the Hungarian team, it's now at
3 riders now, all from Germany. They were in the
301.
lead in the team competition yesterday with a total score of 210.043.
And now we come to Team Germany. It's a good battle comes Davi FRH, the
So
11-year-old
this is our winner
Hungarian
from
stallion
yesterday.
by
It is,
Don
of course,
Juan de
Lisa Müller
Hus and
from
London
Germany.
Derry.
She rides
And is
Good
presented
What Comes
by
Diaby
Lisa Müller, Germany.
FRH, a horse that was a medalist from the World Breeding Championships, owned by Lisa and Thomas Müller, an 11-year-old Hanoverian stallion by Don Juan de Hus. They scored 72.543 yesterday in the Grand Prix. A really super test from this partnership. They're going to be looking to take the lead again today. Best score of 77.106. Just leaving that right hind leg out slightly in that initial halt. A very expressive horse. Beautiful there in the extended trot, tracking up really nicely, extending that frame as well as the stride. In lovely self-carriage. We've seen a few of the horses today just dropping behind the bit, and this horse just shows beautifully how it's done, keeping up to the pole, not dropping behind the vertical, and still just 11 years old, so plenty more to come from this horse. Just needs to watch the rhythm behind, a few double beats there. Yep, she's realised and is riding a little bit more forward. Yeah, marked down to 6 for the passage. Super preparation there for the half pass. Really nice crossing. This horse has great reach in those half passes. Now she needs to keep the rhythm in this passage. Better so far. Much better. 7s and 7.5, and then a break. That's really unfortunate. Second one in a row to do that. So that has brought her overall mark down. Now this horse has a really spectacular walk. Lots of lovely over tracking, really relaxed. You can see the horse really walking over his back, taking that contact and stretch down and out. Good activity. And maintaining that through to the collected walk. Good activity now as well in the piaffe. Could just sit a little bit more on the hind leg. And just needs to be careful of that rhythm in the passage. And a lovely transition up into the canter. Good there in the half pass to the right. Lovely bend through the body, really nice and supple over the back. Using that whole diagonal line in the 2-time changes, really making the most of the changes, getting them nice and big, plenty of airtime, lots of expression. And again, the same here in the ones. Oh, and a mistake. Oh, that's such a shame. 4s and 3s from the judges. That's a real pity. Can she make up some more marks in the rest of the test? She's got the pirouettes. She needs a clean line of 1s down the centre line. Yeah, just needed to rebalance a little bit more before the canter pirouette, which is really hard to do because you come around that corner and it comes up so quickly. Having it at D and G, it's so close to the short sides, it can feel a little bit claustrophobic, and there you can see it again towards the end of that canter pirouette. Lovely here in the extended trot. Just dropping down below the 70%. Can she creep back up over for this final centre line? Better here in the passage. Just a little bit of crossing there. Yeah, you can see the right hind crossing over the left hind in the piaffe. And you can see it a little bit as well in the passage. And again, this horse just 11 years old, so plenty of potential for the future. And leaving that right hind leg out in that final halt, but a super test. And has she done enough to take the lead again today? It's going to be a lot closer than yesterday. She certainly isn't walking away with it like she did yesterday. A few too many mistakes creeping in. With the canter pirouettes, the 1-time changes on the diagonal, they've really brought her score down. But it's still a 70%, 71.1 at 70 from E, 70.426 from H, 70 from C, 68.936 from M, and 69.486 from B. So into the lead there for Lisa Müller from Germany. And the lovely Good Welcomes at Diaby FRH.
70 flat at M. 68.936, and at B 69.468, and it's 70.0 for Lisa Müller, and good battle comes Davi FRH, and it's the lead, of course, for Lisa and her lovely horse.
So that's a score of 280.043. Remember, we still have the final 2 German riders to come forward.
First rider today, 280.043.
Next into the arena, it is another rider for Germany. It is, of course, Rudolf Weidmann and Ferrari OLD. as we just wait a moment for them to come into the arena. There they are. Yesterday they were
Next
fifth
in the ring is Ferrari OLD, the
67.978%
Oldenburgian Stallion by Foundation, and
an
Rudi
11-year-old
Wittmann,
Oldenburg
Germany.
Stallion by Foundation. A very striking stallion. Again, another 11-year-old. So still relatively new to this Grand Prix work, yet to come into his prime. So into the arena now. Our penultimate partnership, Rudolf Weidmann and Ferrari OLD. They are representing Germany. A square halt to start. Yesterday, a few times I commented about the connection. The horse just coming a little bit in front of the contact, not properly through and over the back. Already looking better today. Again, this horse has huge reach. Bit of a head tilt there in the half pass. I'd like to see much more bend through the body into a more balanced contact. Again, just needs to watch the rhythm, similar to Lisa in the Passage. Losing a bit of activity, just needs to be a little bit quicker coming from behind. Again, the rhythm here in the Passage. Yeah, judges are picking up on it. 5.5 and 6s. Slightly better in the contact there in the half pass to the right. Still dropping the pole a bit, but it didn't look like he had quite so much of a head tilt. Hard to tell from this angle, but the judges have marked that half pass higher. Just needs to watch the straightness there. Better coming into the extended trot. That's when he just loses the connection a little bit. Just pokes his nose. For me though, I'd prefer that than to them dropping the contact and coming behind. It just doesn't feel very nice because they get quite a hollow back and you can't really get into them. Fairly nice in the walk there, just about tracking up. Good rhythm, good relaxation. Again, could walk just a little bit more over the back. Maybe be a little bit more active as well in the walk. You can see him now preparing for the Piaf. Again, just hollowing a little bit there in the Piaf. Want to see the hind leg come under much more. Another horse that medalled at the World Breeding Championships. They, of course, are coming up very soon. Slightly better second Piaf. And up into the canter. Much better bend through the body here in the canter half pass. Can he maintain that to the left? Again, a little bit of a head tilt creeping in. Lots of swinging there in the two-time changes. A lot of movement from the rider to get those changes. Slightly distracting, and it's showing in the scores. 5s and 6s and 5.5s. It just looked quite hard work. Oh, and together behind, and again, and again, and again. This is where he can really show off his power in that extended canter. Now rebalance and ask for the change. And he really needs to think about the balance coming into these canter pirouettes. Yeah, some nice steps, just lost a little bit of the jump. Again, together behind in those one-time changes. You can see Rudolph just giving the horse a little reminder to stay up and in front of him in that canter pirouette. As they come down the final centre line now, can they maintain that energy? Again, just needs to watch the rhythm in this passage. Well maintained activity in the Piaf. And now down into their final halt. Slightly better rhythm there in the passage. And there we have it for Rudolph Weidmann and Ferrari OLD for Germany. A few mistakes again creeping in. Didn't quite come off with those changes today. Was changing together behind, and a lot of movement, especially in the two-time changes, that really bringing his score down. And of course, that rhythm in the passage just pulled him down as well, pretty much in every section of the passage. Was sitting around 5.56. So I'm not sure he's going to quite get the same percentage as he got yesterday. That was 67.978. Interestingly, everybody else has come out and improved on yesterday. And the two German riders are actually down on their scores from yesterday. So going to be very interesting for the team results. So E 64.574, at H 66.064, at C 63.511, at M 68.141, and at B 65.638. A combination best score of 65.596%, and into sixth there for Rudolph and Ferrari OLD. But now we have our final partnership in, and there you can see the Germany total scores, 345. So they need to go above 405.301 to overtake Hungary. So this is the last rider in. It is Franziska Steigelmeier, and she is riding Samurai 504. The 12-year-old Hanoverian gelding by St. Moritz Jr. They were third in the Grand Prix yesterday, 69.522%. So they are definitely going to want to be achieving around that score again today to put Germany in with a chance of taking home that Nations Cup win. Not quite square into that initial halt, but lovely straight entry. A little bit fiddly in the mouth as she comes across that short side. Tracking up nicely in the extended trot. Lovely reach here in the trot half pass. Much better suppleness shown there from Franziska. Again, another horse I just want to see a little bit more from behind in this passage, but much better in the rhythm than we've seen in the last two combinations. Yeah, fairly nice in the extended trot. Had quite a lot of right inside bend and didn't really open the frame up in that extended trot. I think that could have just helped her with the ground cover and just pulled out a few extra marks. Again, nice here in the half pass. Just needs to be careful with the bend. She's bending it a lot to the right on both reins. You can see there it's still bent slightly to the right with a bit of a head tilt in the extended trot. Trending in the lead though with 71%. So that's looking good for Germany's overall score. Nice and relaxed here in the walk, showing a clear over track. Just dropping a bit of activity in the collected walk. It's so hard to get a really good collected walk and then a good transition into the piaffe, but that was very, very nicely done into the piaffe there. Just lost a bit of the activity in the walk itself, but actually the transition into the piaffe looked very smart. Again, for the high marks, you just want to see a little bit more from behind in the piaffe. But still very consistent throughout the test so far. And that's what is enabling her to poke out in front of the rest. Lisa Muller sitting on 70% and she's on 71.053. So incredibly close at the top. She needs a clear round in the canter to take the win today. And that surely would give Germany the lead in the Nations Cup too. Good there in the canter half pass. Nice bend through the body. Just needed to get back a little bit quicker and rebalance there as she touched the arena at B. She left it a little bit short, which then didn't give her the best preparation for the half pass to the left. Now with the twos. Nicely done, lots of airtime. Again, using the whole diagonal line to really show those changes off to the maximum. What can she do in these ones? Good preparation there. Just dropping the pole slightly. Want to see more balance coming on to the hind leg. But the changes were good. Have we saved best till last? Again, good clear difference in the extended canter. Picking up lots of 7s and 7.5s, and that's what's just keeping her over the 70%. Very, very consistent throughout. Really beautifully balanced in that canter pirouette. Nicely ridden. Franziska really setting up each of these movements very well to give the horse the best possible opportunity. Looking very nice as they come to the final few movements of this test, still sitting on 71.009%. She needs a good, safe final centre line. Some more 7s. Good in the passage here. Again, we could just see a bit more from behind for those higher marks, but the rhythm is good. The energy is good. And she's keeping it into the piaffe. Very, very correct way of going here. Plenty of steps in the piaffe. 7s and a 7.5. Good transitions, keeping that fluency as she comes into her final halt. And it's a square one. A lovely test there from Franziska Stelgmeier. And the lovely Samurai 504, a definite improvement from yesterday. They were third with 69.522. A lovely mistake-free test today, and that's what she needed to take the lead. Now, we just wait. It's going to be close, but I think she may have done enough. But has she put in enough to get Germany into that top spot? We just wait for 2 more scores to be confirmed by the judges before we bring you the final result.
To come in for Franzi and Samurai.
They were the final partnership into the arena. The score to beat for the team is that of Hungary's. It is 405.301. We, of course, saw Poland take the win yesterday and secure their place at the Paris Olympics next year. A few withdrawals for them today, though, which has meant that they can't really compete for the team competition today, which is a real pity. So it really is between Hungary and Germany.
Franziska, are you
so
the
we just
one
wait
that we
for
want?
one more score to be confirmed,
Just
and it's
waiting
looking like it's a
for the
personal
final
best.
Commitments, and here
It
Where's
is
the
the
score?
leader,
It's,
71.234 into the lead,
70.106
71.809 from E, 71.064 at H, 71.170 from C, 70.106 from M, and 72.021 at B. So that is our leader for the day here in the Grand Prix special for the CDIO 3-Star Nations Cup here in
for Franziska Stiegelmeier. And
so we just
Samurai
wait
with
for a score for Germany.
71.234, and it's a personal best for
to see
Franzi,
whether
she's
they've
the
taken
one
the
that we
Nations Cup
want.
win as well.
And ladies and gentlemen, we
And
go
they
to the
have,
prize
it is a
giving in
total
a
score
few minutes.
of 416.873. So a win for Germany and a
There's also
win
the score for the German team with 2 free
Franziska.
riders in coming up from Germany
Unfortunately,
to
a few
Hungary
withdrawals
with
today, but a fantastic class. We
416.873.
have
They
the
win
Grand Prix
the Nations
freestyle.
Cup in
We will be bringing that to you on
Pilisjászfalu.
Sunday at roughly the same time. Make sure you check online. The time obviously did change for today. It got brought half an hour earlier. So make sure you check up and make sure what time we're starting. Probably around 10:30, 11 o'clock. But here are the overall scores. It was a 2-horse race between Germany and Hungary, but Germany took the win on 416.873. Hungary in second with 405.301. And this is the final standings for this Grand Prix special. The winner, Franziska Stelgmeier and Samurai 504, took the win, 71.234%. Lisa Muller, a few mistakes today, put her down into second with 70%. And Benedict Paul and Donna Frederica in third with 68.617%. I really hope you've enjoyed watching along for this Grand Prix special with us today. Make sure you tune in for the prize giving as we celebrate our wonderful horse and rider combinations. So that's it from myself, Natasha Baker. I hope you've enjoyed watching along for this FEI Nations Cup CDIO 3-star for the Grand Prix special. As I said, make sure you join us back on Sunday for the freestyle. But until then, that's it from me. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Enjoy the prize giving. But that's it. And our winner is Franziska Stelgmeier and Samurai 504. So huge congratulations to them and Team Germany.
più che vuoi sampa. Este samba que misto de maracatu. Essa magia preto veio, samba de preto. Mas que nada, samba como este tá legal. Você não vai querer que chegue no final.
FEI Children Preliminary B Test and FEI Juniors Individual Test. The winner of the FEI Children Preliminary B Test with Lady Legend Zofia Kaczmarek, Poland. And the winner of the FEI's Junior Individual Test, Mosho Malont and Lila Felvinci, Hungary. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us please rise for the national anthem of our winners' countries. At first, for the national anthem of Poland. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us stand up for the national anthem of Hungary. The presenters of the prize giving, on behalf of our Grand Jury, Mrs. Janet Wolfs from the Netherlands, and on her side, Mr. Ari Yomtov, owner of this venue. The second place at the children preliminary test goes to Livia Streszewska and Harley Sow from Poland. Third place, the children preliminary B test is Juliana Psivila with Photon, Poland. For the juniors, on the second place, Nelly Solecka and High Beat VDT, Poland. And on the third place is Travenauts Diabolo, Alexandra Blachno, Poland. And now we have the chance, ladies and gentlemen, to celebrate our winners of the children and the juniors test at the Lab of Honor. And now we have one extra round for the two winners, ladies and gentlemen, for Sofia Kaczmarek and for Lila Felvinci.
Come a long, long way together through the hard times and the good. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should.
So in a few seconds we will start with the prize giving ceremony for the Prix Saint-Georges we had this morning on arena number 2.
Come a long, long way together through the hard times and the good. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should.
Prix Saint-Georges on the 8th place. We have Marketa Vashova and Leontina, Czech Republic. We have on the 6th place Alexandra Gribold and Google from Poland. On the 5th place, representing Thailand, Pavarisa Tongradop and Indigo. On the 4th place, Xenia Santiago Dansante and Xenia Herta Schumann. And this is the prize giving ceremony for the Prix and the CDI 3-star Grand Prix. Winner of the Prix Jemima L.H. and Dick Jan van der Water, the Netherlands. And the winner of the CDI 3 Stars Grand Prix, representing Estonia, Grete Ayash and Vertigo. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now ask you to raise for the national anthem of the winner of the Prix Georges, the national anthem of the Netherlands. And now let us race for the national anthem of the winner of the 3 Stars Grand Prix, the national anthem of Estonia. Presenters of the prize giving for the Prix Georges and the 3 Stars Grand Prix. On behalf of the Grand Jury, Mrs. Jeanette Wolfs from the Netherlands, and on behalf of our organizer, the Honorary President, Mr. Ari Yomtov. Second place in the Prix Georges, D'Angelo and Dirk Jan van der Water, the Netherlands. And on the third place in the Prix Georges, Dantes Best HS and Florian Bacher, Austria. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together to celebrate our 2 winners and the placed at the lap of honor. And now, once again, the round for the winners.